This is breaking news, right? This is actually coming off of Off-Grid Desert Farming with Paul and Adrian, so shout out to them. But the video is from Sun News YouTube channel. There's the link right there. And breaking news, Russia locked and loaded as NATO scrambles to try to get Putin to de-escalate. Let's check it out.
Russian military build-up in the Ukrainian border is very concerning. It is more than 150,000 Russian troops massing into Ukrainian borders and in Crimea. The risk of further escalation is evident. We have to commend Ukraine for its restrained response, and we urge Russia to de-escalate and to diffuse tensions.
Concerns about the recent Russian military build-up of forces on Ukraine's border. We're working with our allies. I was at NATO foreign ministers and defence ministers meeting last week, and our objective is to deter Russia, to reassure Ukraine and to de-escalate the situation.
So what Russia does is the following. On the one hand, they continue to their military build-up in Crimea, and we know, as I mentioned, that they brought in paratroopers. Actually, the entire military union, equal to a regiment, is redeployed to Crimea from another Russian city, and Crimea will from now on be its kind of permanent stationing. Second, they brought Iskander missiles to Crimea, and these missiles can, the range of these missiles exceeds borders of Ukraine.
It's the highest military deployment of Russian army in Ukrainian borders ever. It's clear that it's a matter of concern. Because when you deploy a lot of troops, well, a spark can jump here or there. The minister explained us the number of casualties on the Ukrainian army compared with the same dates of last year, and it's clear that it is a very worrisome situation. Let's hope that this deployment will stop, and according with the request addressed to President Putin by, among others, Chancellor Merkel and President Biden, this deployment will be withdrawn.
Third, they announced exercises in the Navy exercises in the areas close to Crimea, effectively hindering trade routes and complicating security situation in the Black Sea. And on a parallel track, they announced the closure of the Kerch Strait, which connects the Sea of Azov with the Black Sea, for state-owned and military vessels.
And so you see, man, the activity is definitely kicking up, right? And like I say, man, you know, we have Russia, like they said, on the border of Ukraine, and they 150,000 troops deep, man. I want y'all to see this other video off of, excuse me, Off-Grid Desert Farming with Paul and Adrian. You know, I appreciate them, man, for sharing this information. You know, they do a lot to get the word out, man. Very smart, man. He just dropped an album, man. Y'all check his channel out, man. Pick up his album if you can. I think he said you can find it on Amazon. It's called
the United
Valley
States
of
and
Decision.
NATO are conducting provocative activities both in airspace and waters of the Black Sea, Russian Defense Minister Sergei Shoigu said. The situation in the southwestern strategic direction remains complicated due to attempts of a number of countries to increase their military presence near the Russian borders, Shoigu said at a meeting of the board of the Russian Defense Ministry. According to the minister, the Ukrainian administration still seeks to destabilize the state of affairs in Donbass. On the 13th of April, Shoigu announced the redeployment of US and NATO troops to the borders of the European part of Russia. According to him, NATO plans to deploy as many as 40,000 troops and 15,000 units of arms and military hardware near the Russian borders. Earlier in April, Kiev accused Moscow of building up its military presence in Donbass and called on NATO countries to increase their combat readiness. The Kremlin said that Ukraine was an explosive region and once again reminded that Russia was not part of the internal conflict in Ukraine.
So yeah, man, that we have it, man. Like I say, man, you know, shout out to Off Grid Desert Foreman with Paul and Adrian, you know, for that critical information, man, that they getting out. You know what I mean? That's very important, man. We really and truly appreciate that, man. You know, and yeah, you know, it's gonna be like that, man. He had another video, you know, where he was, you know, getting into depth. That's the video I was telling you about where you could get his album. He got that information, man. But like I said, man, with that being said, man, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. Don't forget to hit that notification bell. Drop your comments down below, man. And I'll catch y'all on the next video. Shalom.